gapped feelings and sexual inadequacy. Besides fearing I was inadequate for the role of God, I also had the other extreme of the imbalance. I feared I was too intense and fast-moving for everyone else. When I felt as though the mother was holding me back, I feared that she couldn't keep up with me. When I projected this out, the mother received it as a feeling that she was inadequate. Of course, I was pressuring my speed to compensate for my inadequacy fears and denying those fears into the mother as though they were her fears instead of my own. The mother was wanting to slow me down and point out the imbalances, but I was too frightened and frantic in my avoidance to receive her reflection here. I gave the mother enough denial to make her lose faith in her perceptions and to let this reflection move out into the lost will. Instead of receiving her here, I put the blame on her so cleverly and subtly that she did not realize it for a long time. I did such a good job of making her feel that our problems were her fault and not mine, that she believed it for a long time and suffered with guilt's punishments down through all of history. The mother has just now started to move the rage she has felt toward me, and she has so much guilt in this area that she has appeared to be as ugly as her rage was judged to be. Men have held women down as long as they possibly can now, and even the most enlightened of men need to look more deeply into themselves to see what they still hold against the will that makes them do unconscious things which continue to perpetuate the image of women as inferior to men. I say this because the most enlightened of you have gapped yourselves from the serious problems I am describing now, just as I did. It is not possible to be any more enlightened than the will is, and I had to fight this for a long time before I could surrender to it. This area is a major problem between men and women that has only come to the surface in little pieces that are fragments of the whole picture. Women have a lot of rage that needs to move here, and men also have a lot more rage than they have expressed. Women have tried to break out of the old molds by going forth in the world, but they have to move the old emotions first, or they will not find the happiness they seek to find there. It is not necessarily wrong to have roles according to sex, and it is not necessarily wrong to want to reject these roles. You must have emotional alignment with what you do to find the happiness you seek. Men have for so long been treating women as though they are less capable than men, that women do not even know what they really can do. Many women have tried to beat men at their own game, but this has not moved the lost will involved. Many men have made strides in allowing women more liberal lifestyles, but they have emotional problems with this that have not surfaced yet. until men really move into their feelings of inadequacy, they are not going to be able to give more than the appearance of balance with women. Men have suppressed women because they are afraid of them, and this needs to move in men now. The more men cajole and put down women, the more afraid of them they are. There are many men who cannot even allow themselves to agree with a woman for fear it will make them look like they are one. This presents a serious obstacle in the path of alignment. Some men have noticed that men who put down women have a problem with their masculine image that they're sure they don't have. These men will align with a woman in private, but often unconsciously reverse themselves in the presence of other men. These men have fear and rage regarding women that they have gapped from themselves, even more seriously than the men who are openly antagonistic. The men who are most seriously gapped from their feelings about women are the ones who are appearing to have the least problems with women. Most behavior in men is designed to deny their fear of sexual inadequacy, and until they really straighten things out with a woman they love, men will not be able to stop pressuring themselves to race the fastest, climb the highest, dive the deepest, travel the furthest, work the hardest, drink the most, fight the hardest, stay out the latest, take the most drugs, kill the most ruthlessly and in general, compete overtly and covertly with one another to see who can be the most macho and thus the most sexually adequate and the least like a woman. It does not matter how subtly these competitions are conducted, the undercurrents are there. Each group has simply made up their own rules of the game. Some prefer the all-out, going for it approach, while others feel this makes their moves too obvious and have a preference for the sneakier things they have observed about me. Yes, I have involvement in all of these things, and I am healing my own lost will now as I help you to move what you have been holding for so long. I want to emphasize again that you are not going to heal this by saying to yourself that you already have intellectual understanding of what I am saying here. You must move into the gut level feelings that have not moved in you since your beginnings as manifested spirits. These problems are as old as you are, and all the plans that have been brought forth to solve them have failed because they have not touched the underlying original cause, which is held feelings.